Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're diving deep into UnitedHealth Group, ticker symbol UNH.
Right. A huge player in healthcare. Diversified, complex.
Absolutely. And, their stock has been on a bit of a wild ride lately, facing some really big questions.
Definitely seeing some turbulence.
So we've gathered a stack of sources, recent earnings reports, financial analyses, industry takes, and we're here to cut through the noise.
Give you the clearest picture we can, what's really going on, why it matters.
Exactly. What to keep an eye on. Our mission is just to get you quickly up to speed on this healthcare giant's current path.
Makes sense. Where should we start?
Well, maybe just a quick reminder. UnitedHealth Group, founded way back in 1977, operates through two massive arms, right? UnitedHealthcare for health benefits.
And Optum, that's their health services side. Optum RX, Optum Health, data analytics, all that.
Right. Now, the stock. Over the past year, UNH has seen, significant volatility. Can you maybe sketch out just how dramatic this shift has been?
It's pretty striking, actually. As of, early August 2025, the stock's hovering around $245, $246.
Okay.
And that's a huge drop from its 52-week high, which was up over $630.
Wow, okay.
So yeah, we're talking a one-year return somewhere in the ballpark of negative 56%, maybe 57%. And even looking back 5 years, it's down over 20%. It's a stark picture short term.
It really is. But that dramatic short-term view, it contrasts so sharply with their, incredible long-term growth history.
That's the fascinating part, isn't it?
Yeah, this company has a 10-year return over 9%.
Oh.
And the all-time return is just staggering, over 170,000%.
Astronomical, really.
So what explains this tension? Is this just a temporary blip for UNH? Or are these recent headwinds, pointing to maybe deeper shifts in healthcare that even a giant like them can't avoid?
That's the multi-billion-dollar question, right? If we look at the financials, the Q2 2025 earnings from late July, revenues were actually pretty robust, $111.6 billion, give or take. Beat the estimate.
Okay, so top line looks good.
Looks good. But the adjusted earnings per share, $4.08, well, that fell short of what analysts expected. And that immediately signals these profitability pressures that are clearly weighing on investors, despite that revenue growth.
And a huge piece of that pressure, I understand, comes from higher medical costs, especially within Medicare Advantage plans.
Exactly. MA is a big area for them. Their original pricing, their assumptions for cost trends in those plans, they just turned out to be too low.
How much too low?
Well, they apparently expected around 5% cost trends, but saw closer to 7.5%. And now, looking ahead to 2026 products, they're projecting a 10% acceleration.
10%. That kind of miscalculation can really hit the bottom line hard.
It really can. And it directly led to a strategic choice to pull out of some MA markets they deemed less profitable.
Affecting quite a few people, I saw.
Yeah, around 600,000 beneficiaries. It's not just a number. It shows they're prioritizing profit margins, even if it means shrinking a bit in certain areas.
And how does this tie into their other big segment, Optum?
It's a bit of a mixed bag there. Optum RX, the pharmacy benefits part, showed really strong revenue growth, up nearly 19%.
Okay.
But Optum Health, which includes, their clinics and direct patient care, actually saw revenue decline by almost 7%.
So not uniform performance within Optum.
Not at all. Something to watch closely, that internal mix.
So you've got these internal financial pressures. But that's not the whole story, is it? They're also dealing with some major external challenges, high-profile ones.
Absolutely. The Department of Justice, for example.
Right, the DOJ probes. Criminal and civil, looking into their Medicare Advantage billing practices.
Yeah, the allegations center on potentially inflating patient diagnoses to get higher payments from the government. It's serious stuff.
How's UNH responding to that?
Well, it's important to state, UNH has pushed back. They've said that audits from CMS, that's the Medicare agency, found their practices among the most accurate. They say they're cooperating fully, and they've even started their own third-party review. But still, an ongoing probe, especially a criminal one, it creates uncertainty, significant reputational risk.
And on top of that, they had that massive Change Healthcare cyber attack earlier in 2025. That wasn't minor.
Not at all. Caused a huge disruption across the entire U.S. healthcare system. UNH called it a financial sting, but it was more than that.
Yeah, they had to provide billions in support, didn't they?
Over $6 billion in advance funding and interest-free loans just to help providers stay afloat while systems were down. Massive ripple effect.
And then there was the leadership change, too.
Yes.
CEO Andrew Whitty resigned abruptly.
Right. And Stephen Hemsley, a former CEO, came back. The stated aim was to strengthen operating discipline, get a tighter grip on things.
So a lot coming at them at once. How are they responding strategically?
They're definitely taking steps. They talk about enhancing their auditing processes, improving payment integrity, basically, trying to get costs and billing under tighter control.
Makes sense given the pressures.
And they're also accelerating investments in AI, artificial intelligence, trying to boost efficiency, manage those rising costs better.
And they did put out a revised outlook for the full year 2025, didn't they?
They did. Reestablish guidance, projecting revenues somewhere between $445.5 billion and $448 billion, and adjusted earnings of at least $16 per share.
So still projecting significant earnings despite the headwinds.
Yes, and they're also signaling, continued commitment to shareholders. They point to 15 straight years of dividend increases, ongoing share buybacks.
Trying to project stability and confidence.
Exactly. And they're explicitly anticipating a return to earnings growth in 2026. That's the forward-looking message.
So what does this all mean for you listening in?
Well, I think we've seen UnitedHealth Group is definitely navigating a complex situation, kind of a perfect storm, you could say, of financial, regulatory, and operational challenges.
Yeah, a real storm. Yet underneath it all, you still see signs of resilience, right? And they do have a clear strategy they're articulating.
Absolutely. There's a plan in place.
It really brings up a critical question, though, doesn't it? In this healthcare landscape, it's evolving so fast. Costs are rising. Regulations are tightening. How does a diversified giant like UNH balance, defending its current massive business with innovating for future growth?
Especially when you look at that incredible long-term track record you mentioned. It hints at massive potential.
Exactly. How do they manage that tension? It's definitely something to keep in mind as you watch the whole healthcare sector continue to evolve.